welcome.
Anybody else want to discuss anything before we get into minutes and regular? Okay. Can you give a moment, Mary, if you would read the minutes?
Okay, we have 3 sets of minutes to read. The Jefferson Township Trustees met in regular session on April 8th, 2013 at 7 p.m. in the Township Building with William Sweet Jr., Meredith Westlow, Richard Spar, Steve Anderson, Rusty Feltner, Rob Morgan, Todd and Jody Fryman, and Mary Westlow present. Bill called the meeting to order, and the minutes of the previous meeting were read, approved, and signed by the trustees. The clerk read the following receipts for March 2013, totaling $52,280.15. Bill stated that while they were repairing the culvert on Smyrna Road, they discovered 2 culverts on the property of Tony and Kathy Knies at 9409 Smyrna Road needed work for proper drainage of the culvert that runs under Smyrna Road. Ron Smith from the county thought it needed to be straightened. An outlet pipe at the state line also needed to be extended. Bill discussed several calls he received from township residents. He said the driveway of Todd Bertha was that how you say it, Bertha? Was damaged by the snowplow and needs repaired. Mrs. Farmer said there was a hole on Primrose Road and Todd fixed it. Rob Morgan told Bill that Wysong had mailed the invoice to Montgomery County. Rick motioned to enter into executive session at 7:17 for the purpose of addressing a personnel complaint of a township employee. Meredith seconded the motion. Roll call vote. All yea. Rick motioned to exit executive session at 7:26 with no action taken. Meredith seconded the motion. Roll call vote. All yea. Bill stated the Preble County Engineers Department determined that additional work needs to be done on Orangeburg Road to redirect the water. A tree also needs to be removed. The estimate is approximately $1,200. Meredith motioned the work not to exceed $1,500. Rick seconded the motion. All yea. Bill will talk to Wayne Gully about the trees. Bill stated he talked to Burke Schum on March 22nd, and they will take the fence down along the road. Bill stated he sent a letter to the village inviting them to the trustees meeting. Shonda Combs stated she will wait to meet after the presentation to the commissioners on April 24th. Bill informed the trustees that AT&T is running fiber optic cable on Route 40 by Route 320. Bill stated he needs permission from the board to act as a signatory for this work across Jefferson Township. Rick motioned to allow Bill to act as signatory. Meredith seconded the motion. All yea. Bill asked Todd to discuss signs. Todd stated he found high reflectivity decals that meet the requirements at a significant discount over the price of a new sign. Bill asked Steve if he sees any issue with the suggested new cemetery deed language. After some discussion, Bill stated he will get the exact language from the prosecutor. Bill informed the trustees that he will attend the mandatory Bureau of Workers' Comp Safety meeting. Meredith informed the trustees that he talked to Dean Petrie about dirt on the road right-of-way. Meredith informed the trustees that he attended the Preble County Township Association meeting where the prosecutor discussed indigent burials. He provided the information to Bill for review. Rick asked about the 1-ton truck warranty, which is $60K or 60,000 miles for 5 years. He asked Steve to make sure he has documentation for each and every time he calls about the vehicle. Rick asked Todd to discuss the road mower tires. After some discussion, Meredith motioned to accept the estimate from Green Fork Alignment for $2,175 for tires. Rick seconded the motion. All yea. Rick stated that he would like to thank Dean Petrie and Mr. Holland for cleaning up the fence road. He would also like to publish it in the papers. Rick stated he sent a letter to Gene Tushlag on New Paris Twin Road, and he has not yet responded about his fence. Rick stated that he would like the road workers to blow the debris out of the potholes before filling them with asphalt. Rick motioned to purchase a gas-powered blower. Meredith seconded the motion. All yea. Todd stated he worked with Ron Smith at the County Engineer's Office to help finish the culvert report. There are 222 culverts in Jefferson Township, with the township responsible for 216. He stated 150 need to be repaired or replaced. 40 definitely need to be replaced, and 107 received a good rating. Bill asked Todd to prioritize the ones that need repaired first. Steve said he is getting ready for the foundations plus the cold patching. Meredith motioned to renew the Preble County Township Association membership. Rick seconded the motion, all yay. Rick stated he will get the road bid packets from the prosecutor. Rick motioned to open road bids on May 13th and to have crack seal performed before June 1st to July 1st. I think that was supposed to be changed the date.
Mm-hmm. From June 1st
From
to
June
July.
1st.
Right.
To change. Sorry. Meredith seconded the motion, all yea. Meredith motioned to remove the grazier mower from the insurance inventory. Rick seconded the motion, all yea. The trustees asked the clerk to send a payment request for $248.50 to Bill Blasco for a 30-foot driveway culvert. Rick motioned to approve payment of the bills. Meredith seconded the motion. The trustees signed the following vouchers and warrants: warrants $16,904 through $16,941, and electronic transfers totaled $38,389.22. Rick moved to adjourn the meeting. Meredith seconded the motion. All yea. The Jefferson Township Trustees met in special session for the purpose of discussing estimates for paving over the culvert repairs on Smyrna and Paul McKee Roads on April 22nd, 2013 at 7 p.m. in the Township Building, with William Sweet, Meredith Wessler, Richard Spar, and Mary Wessler present. Bill called the meeting to order. The Smyrna Road estimate was J&A Construction, $3,790. Becker Blacktop, $2,796. Rick motioned to accept the bid from Becker Blacktop for Smyrna Road. Meredith seconded the motion, all yea. Paul McKee Road estimate, J&A Construction, $1,500. Becker Blacktop, $1,422. Rick motioned to accept the bid from Becker Blacktop for Paul McKee Road. Meredith seconded the motion, all yea. Rick moved to adjourn the meeting. Meredith seconded the motion, all yea. Informational meeting. An informational meeting was held on May 8th, 2013 at 10 a.m. in the Township Building with Jefferson Township Trustees Meredith Wessler and William Sweet Jr., New Paris Village Mayor Rick Van Winkle, and Preble County Economic Development Director Shonda Combs present. Bill called the meeting to order and stated the purpose of the meeting was to discuss the possibility of working relationship between Jefferson Township, the Village of New Paris, and economic development. Bill said communication was vital between the village and the township. Shonda said that she worked hard to educate everyone on the Stateline Development Committee so they knew the facts and not rumors. They discussed market study. Bill thanked Rick for getting the chamber to commit to some money for the market study. Rick said that he also got the village to commit dollars for the study. Shonda said everyone has to have skin in the game. Rick said he listened to the commissioners' tapes after the meeting, so he thought it was important for the communities to step up to support the project. He said this may be the only shot we have at development. Shonda said consideration has to be given to looking at a JED, which is a Joint Economic Development District, but a market study has to be started. Shonda said hopefully a TIF, tax increment financing, would be paid back within 5 years. Bill asked what the market study exactly does. Bill said he thought we were leaning towards manufacturing. Rick said the marketing study would dictate what would be best. Shonda said retail is a viable option. She said we want the best bang for our buck and best return on our investment. Rick said he wanted expert opinions with a marketing study. Shonda said it will help with the long-term impact on the communities. Community support. Bill asked if Jeff Golden would be able to tap into these utilities. Rick said he talked with Jeff and laid out the plan and asked Jeff if he had an opinion or opposition to it, and that Jeff said he didn't. Rick said he asked Jeff if he could count on his support for the project. Jeff asked if he would be required to hook up to the sewer. Rick said he did not think he would have to, but the ultimate decision would come from the health department. Rick said they would probably not require a hookup as it goes by, but also it would cost a lot to bore under Route 40 and Route 320. Rick said that if a septic system failed someday, it would be up to the health department to decide if a hookup was required. Rick said that it would be good for New Paris, and he said he got a positive response from Jeff. Bill said he also talked to Jeff, and he said Jeff thought it was good. Shonda asked if they had contact with other residents, and Rick said no, but Bob Smith has been the one talking to them. Rick said he talked to Jeff about what was presented to the commissioners, and he told him that the Citizens for Preble County site is looked at by a lot of people, and he hoped he could count on Jeff for his support. Jeff said he is already hearing things about it being a county district, and Rick said they are not asking for a county TIF, only a TIF in this area. Shonda said it is a county TIF, but that it is not a county-wide TIF. Although the commissioners could implement a county-wide TIF if they choose to, but that is not what they are asking for. Bill thanked Rick for dispelling the rumors as soon as possible. Shonda said the goal is to communicate because there are no secrets. Shonda said the more we educate the people, the better off we will be. Bill said it is better to have Jeff on board than to be fighting with him. Bill asked if Petro would hook up to the system, and they weren't sure. Rick said he knows that Richmond is working to upgrade their system, and once completed they would be looking for more to tap in for additional revenue. Shonda said she needs their support to participate in the study. Bill asked if she would discuss that Monday night at the meeting. Estimated costs. Meredith asked if a study has been done to find out the cost to pump the water up the hill. Rick said they have preliminary costs for what it takes to run water out to the site, but not the actual expenses to us, no. If this project gets going, then we will get Susan Laux to get more detailed answers. Our biggest concern is where do we get $3 million to get water and sewer out there. Once the lines are in place, pumping or receiving is not that big of a deal. Fire suppression also needs addressed. Shonda said there are many things to think about with funding. With a project in hand, it helps with EDA. And I didn't know what that was, I put a question mark. And the regional CEDS, which is Community Economic Development Strategy. She said any funding for the project gets paid back in the end. Project scope. Rick showed drawings previously given to the village by Key Engineering. He said there are several possibilities for running the lines. He said everyone wants a loop system and not a closed system. Rick said the village expanded the sewer plant a few years back, hoping for expanded growth. They can handle half again as much sewer capacity as what the village does now, and enough water to supply 1.5 times more the size of New Paris. More sewer capacity could be achieved if stormwater is contained. Presently, the sewer line will be on the south side of Route 40. Shonda suggests having a 20-year TIF versus a short TIF. This opens more possibilities for potentially adding New Westville or adding others onto the system. The TIF will allow the additional property taxes to go for additional projects and not be an additional tax burden on the residents. Commission representative. Bill asked what Shonda thought about Denise not wanting David to serve on the committee. Shonda said that David needs to speak up if he wants to serve on the committee, and that the people she has talked to on the committee would like for David to serve. Denise called Shonda and wanted to know when the next meeting is scheduled. The point of contact with the commission needs to be clearly communicated so the community knows what is going on. The way you express those findings is the difference in how the community thinks of the project. Rick said, speaking as the mayor of New Paris, he has full respect for Denise, but he wants the most experienced person sitting on the board that knows how it works, and he feels more comfortable having David as the committee member. Bill said that is the logical choice. Shonda thinks that is the consensus. It is more based on experience and knowing the community. Bill said it is a common sense thing. Shonda said she is going to be involved either way. Rick says he wants the most experienced person on this because it may be our only shot. Shonda said there is a difference between fact-finding and wanting to learn. Learn all of the details, but also being a proponent of it at the same time. We need to continue forward, and she, meaning Denise, will be a part of it, and she is very good at details, but in terms of work, point of contact, somebody being responsible to attend meetings and relay information back to the full commission, David needs to be aware of it. Rick said he feels confident that David can be completely neutral and make the best decision in this situation. It was discussed earlier, and he didn't quite take hold of it. Bill said he will be scrutinized because he is from New Paris. Rick said after the situation on Route 127, they will all be scrutinized. Shonda said only some people will make an issue of him being from New Paris, and she thinks this is a different project, and she has the right people on the board, and scrutiny should be minimal. She said a lot of the scrutiny before was from individuals wanting details and they didn't get it. Shonda said that she has been giving those details along the way, and that is what they wanted. Rick said if Denise had the most experience, I would say we should be going with Denise. This is strictly a matter of experience. Shonda said David needs to speak up. Way ahead. Shonda said the next step is on Monday we will talk about the study. Bill asked if that was $3,500 for the township portion. Shonda said yes. Rick said he secured $6,000 from the chamber and $3,000 from the village. Shonda said she brought it up to the partnership and they could contribute $500 to keep everything equal if they need to. Adjournment. Rick moved to adjourn the meeting. Meredith seconded the motion. All yay. Summary minutes prepared from audio recording. Mary Westwood Clerk.
All that. Corrections, additions. Mary, the Bereither is Mark Bereither. They're on the front page of the very first one. Mark Bereither. Anything else? Anything else, everybody? No, except for the change. Plans to stand as your okay. All right, at this time, Shonda Combs was to be here, but she had a death in her family. She was going to talk about the feasibility study. And so I think we'll open that up right now since she can't be here. Go on and discuss that. They think they would like to have a commitment from the township to help pay part of the $12,500. The chamber's put up 6, the village has put up 3, and the balance depends on whether the township want to pay that or do they want to pay part of it. And Shonda said try to get 500 from one of the other committees. So what's your discussion, what's your feeling on that?
I think we should just go ahead and pay $3,500 and get this study on the road. Something that's going to have to be done. It's not going anywhere without the feasibility studies. And the sooner we get it done, the sooner it'll move along.
Well, I think, you know, talking or listening today and learning along the way, I thought maybe leaning toward manufacturing, we didn't need a study. But as I've listened and learned, I'm definitely convinced 100% you got to have it. And even if this project doesn't go this time, that study could be used for something in a year or two if there's something else that's tried. So I just feel it's very important, and I think we're treading water if we don't go on and get it, you know, supported.
It'd be crazy if we don't.
Meredith, you got any feelings one way or the other?
Said go ahead and
Any discussion out there, anyone?
I think go for the whole 3,500.
Do we have a motion?
I'll make a motion that the township put forward $3,500 towards your market analysis.
Do I have a second?
second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, this will be it.
I have one comment for trustees. I, in the meeting with the council, asked that BPA step up and split the 3,000 with us. They're 15 and us 15. In their meeting tonight, I'm to tell you they have agreed to do that. So everybody's got something to gain here.
I'm sorry, can you repeat that? I didn't quite understand.
In the council meeting, I asked that we ask BPA to split our portion of the 3,000, and they agreed to do that.
Board of Public Affairs.
Board of Public Affairs. And just to say that they had their meeting tonight and they did approve, therefore everyone that's going to be involved in this now has skin in the game. So, thank you very much.
See ya. Thank you.
Okay,
So the village is going to do 1,500 and the BPA is going to do 1,500?
correct.
Okay.
And all those together will total $12,500.
Just a second.
It's okay.
Okay.
All right, at this time, I want to go into executive session to discuss a worker